Ladies and gentlemen, hey, what's up? Welcome, guys, to First Touch. It is February 10th, and T Bates is already scaring us. T Bates, it's too late for Halloween. Like, what's going on here? What's going on? What are you doing?
What's up with you? What's up with this man?
Like that was in October. What's going on? All right, you gotta explain this one.
Oh, that was just it's just a blooper. Hopefully nobody got that screenshot. I went too quick.
They're gonna go back in the VOD. Catch you back in.
I don't know. Me and Raul were just messing around while you were deaf, and I turned my light off. I had tried to turn on my main light, but the lighting was just really bad. So I always have to use this one. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And then Raul said, you look like a lock character. I was like, oh, I'll intro like that
today. Okay, we got enough points to unlock T-Base today. Again, guys, thank you for joining us here on First Touch. This is actually our 6th episode. And again, February 10th here at 2021. So it's been only a couple days since our last one, but you know, some of you guys are following chronologically or on wherever platforms if you guys can't catch it live, then you guys know kind of where we're at. Actually, though, finally got things set up. The first episode is uploaded on Spotify right now. The second one will be put up after today. I'll try to get as many as possible. It's a long process, but I finally got it sorted. So yeah, we're on Spotify now. So that's super cool. But Roll Days, T-Bates, how you doing today? What's up?
Been super busy, man. You know, I feel like I got no time to relax anymore. I'm a grown man. Grown man things. What's good, T-Base? What's up with you?
This man moving to a whole house, move across the country. Grown man things. I ain't got no more time. It's only been 3 days, man. Like,
bro, I don't got time, bro.
Man, see me. I'm chilling. I'm repping that senior 17, showing everybody my age, 21 years of age. Senior 17, baby. Louisiana born and raised. I'm ready for a good little show. Hopefully, you got some good topics ready to roll.
Yeah, no, Roll is actually, you know, he is kind of right in one aspect. He doesn't have time. We have to literally, like, thankfully he lives in a house with people because that was the only way we could get in contact with him to get him on the show. Roll is he really putting in a lot of work prepping for this time.
Really running on black people time. True black people time. Always late, never on time. See, me and Demar, we showed up right at 6:50. We walked into the door. We looked for Raul. He showing up at 7 o'clock. You 10 minutes late, baby. Hey, you already know that's fashionable, though. You already know that's fashionable for him. Look at him straight up.
Bro.
Then he got the nerve to say, let me get her the scrim. He said, so, what we talking about?
Why he put him on the spot like that? You did not have to do him like that.
First off, why you give me that voice, though?
He did the voice, the laugh, everything.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Wait, we ain't sponsored by Old Spice. Let me move that out the way.
Yeah, no sponsors.
Oh, no Wendy's either. Come on.
No free clout. But thankfully, we're all able to gather here today, and glad that we can have this show now. Man, where to start? Where to start? We've had an interesting turn of events today, as you guys probably saw on Twitter. We're gonna have Ayjacks in here later on to talk about some of the stuff that's been going on at eUnited. That should be very interesting. He'll join us kind of halfway through and chill out with us for the rest of the show. But for starters, let's talk about news. Let's talk about the first thing I think we saw today, which was that, remember, for some of you guys who have been watching us for a little bit, we made a kind of guess on one of these shows when we talked about the Ford sponsorship for RLCS. And we all were like, imagine if someone got an F-150 truck, like for winning the major. Although that doesn't necessarily come true, and you all will be able to get like a car in game at some point thanks to the promotion. Someone is going to win an F-150. And it's due to a freestyle competition that Psyonix or RLE Sports is putting on during this like Ford promotion like time period. Someone actually is gonna get a car, like a truck for a freestyle competition. Like, what's up with that?
Have they announced like the ages of the players that are gonna be playing? Can y'all hear somebody laughing in the background?
Yes.
Oh, gosh. That's my grandma. I can't control the laughs. We got to go with it. Have they announced the people that are gonna be participating in that?
I do not believe so.
You would assume that they're all of age, right? Like they're all like 16 or 17.
They're gonna have a 13-year-old win a car for their parents.
My God. Okay, well, real quick before we jump back in, quick shout out to Chrissy. Just hosted us for over 1,000 viewers just now.
Woo!
So
Okay,
I like that.
we
I
started
like
out the
that.
show right.
Okay,
Oh, you already
Chrissy.
know, baby. Get his little sponsor, baby.
You know
Hey,
what
she
I'm
hosted the
saying?
right people.
There you
She
go.
hosted the
There
right
you
people.
go.
Facts.
Much appreciative. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you so much. Guys, we're
Thank
just getting
you.
started with First Touch. If you guys are familiar with Rocket League Esports, this is the show we do every Monday and Wednesday. It's me, Daz, we're an RLCS commentator, Roll Diz. Now I can say RLCS pro player, because you are playing now.
Again.
Again.
Slash coach. He's on the Susquehanna Sonics, and former CRL national champion T Bates.
Legend. Zero legend.
Well,
CRL
okay.
legend.
Well, you know.
All enthusiast. I do it all.
Oh dear. Okay.
Chill out, man.
But yeah, we got a lot to talk about in terms of the RL esports scene. You guys kind of just came in at the right time. Everything's just getting started. We are right now. We're talking about this Ford F-150 that people are going to get. Or people have a chance to. Looking at the announcement, it seems like okay, we're gonna have an actual F-150 in game that'll have decals, wheels, audio boost, etc., a banner. So that's cool. But let's see. Ford is okay. Here it is. Ford is the presenting sponsor for all upcoming RLCS X winter majors this week, including this weekend South America. So that's from SAM to Europe to NA. So pretty much for the rest of the month, Ford's the sponsor here. But that's just the beginning. There's going to be a Ford Plus Rocket League Freestyle Invitational, a brand new event featuring 8 of the best Rocket League freestylers putting their skills to the test and competing for an actual 2021 Ford F-150. It's a 2-day event that'll take place on February 24th and February 28th ahead of the North American Major Grand Finals on Twitch. I believe with the link takes us to Rocket League channel, so it's going to be on the Rocket League channel. Each competitor will show off their best freestyle moves in hopes of impressing judges. Stay tuned for more info on participants, people will be playing, the judges, hosts, and everything else you'll need to know about the event. So that's all we know right now about the freestyle competition.
I would assume they gotta be at least like 17 or something with licenses. If you pick somebody, they have to have a license.
They have to have a license.
I feel like
How many?
Go ahead.
How many 18-year-olds could freestyle?
Don't they got the OCE kids? Or is that just like NA only?
Nah, it has to be everywhere, right? It can't be exclusive. Not this.
Because the more you said it's before the NA tournament, right? That's when it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's before. It's definitely gonna happen before NA Grand Finals. That's what it said in the post.
But like they pick OCE, what servers are they using? Like if they have OCE players, is you gonna have to play NA or something like that? There's so much like we're missing in terms of that information they haven't.
That doesn't matter. It's a freestyle competition.
It's a freestyle. So like maybe
it doesn't matter. It'd be like bad. It'd be bad touches. You need good ping. You can't do what you do in free play.
You can have them like play on their own server.
On their own servers, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And then somebody just watches them.
Yeah, they're like showing out for judges. I don't think you need like maybe if you want to have like a little head to head, then yeah, like you can do that. But I think that it's not that hard to do. Maybe they have them. There's even a way that you could just have them go in a free play, and then have them like stream their perspectives. Something similar to what we did for the Gridiron thing, where everyone just streamed their own perspectives and people got to watch from there.
Is it like the best freestyle shot or something?
I don't know.
I guess that's what they do for. I think when Jazer did his tournament. I don't really keep up with the freestyles too much. But I'm pretty sure Jazer did that, like the best shot one. I don't know. They get a Ford F-150 for it, though. That's all I know. I'm a little upset. I ain't got no little style and little swag in my game.
Lace up.
Otherwise, I might have to, man. Bust that little double reset action over the top. With a little musty.
What pro player you think could sign up for that? You got Justin,
AJ.
AJ, definitely AJ.
It seems like they already have their people, though.
Jorius has to be one of them. Has to be.
But then you got the people who don't play competitively. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the actual
freestylers.
Evample's got to be one of them.
Yeah, maybe one of the Pulse boys.
You think they picked Jazer just because he's just been there for so long?
Does he even freestyle anymore?
How many
tournaments and stuff? I mean, how do you lose your freestyle?
It's only 8 slots.
I think you gotta pick Jazer just for the homage, just because he's like the first person you think of when you're RL and you're talking about freestyling. So just to give him that chance to get himself a big truck, a big heavy duty.
What Jason gonna do with F-150? What is
Facts.
Diddy gonna do with F-150? Like, let's be real.
Facts.
I mean, it's true. They could always slide over to me. I can do a line F-150.
How tall are you?
Huh?
How
You
tall
got
are you?
payments?
How tall am I?
Yeah.
Oh man, you know I'm coming in at solid 1.57, baby. You know,
Teammates, let them know.
oh no, hey, I'm confident in my height, baby. Hey, the boy, you can't put me down.
I'm
You
not
already know
putting,
that.
I'm not putting you down. As long as your
confident
feet
with
hit
that,
the
I get-
pedals. That's all that I was thinking about.
Oh boy.
As long as them feet hit the pedals, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
Okay, well,
yeah.
I don't know. That's crazy.
Man, I can't wait to style. I'm be using the F-150 in game too, man. I'm be talking trash when I'm using it too. Every time I win a 50 and it goes in the game, it goes in the net, I'm gonna talk so much noise. It's a man's game. It's like, bro, I don't know about that, bro. How about that flipper set hell on you? That flipper set dunk yesterday.
Bro, I knew you would bring
It's
this
the weight
up. I
room.
knew you would bring this up, bro.
What are you
Wait,
telling me
bro,
the weight
someone,
room?
nah. My teammate didn't challenge, bro, and they let teammates of all people.
Flipper set dunk.
They
Don't say
let-
teammates of all people. Don't say it like that.
They didn't challenge you.
I mean, you see base in the air, you don't go.
Come on, bro.
You know better than that. No better than that.
Man.
But that's so cool, man. And strangers, I think stranger, he had a tweet. You know how like they had the actual Ford guy, which I thought was so cool on a little infomercial.
Yeah.
Little advertisement for it. I thought that was so neat. I got that so hyped for that. And then he tweeted, stranger,
Mhm.
Jake.
Yeah, okay.
He tweeted, and the JD Power Award for Excellence in Esports goes to, and I find that so cool. I don't know. That's just so neat to me. But I love it. And Sonics with the F-150 did a great job. I love that little sponsorship. So whoever wins that, kudos to them. And hopefully bigger things to come. Maybe one day they'll be sponsored by Porsche or something like that. Imagine.
Oh.
Tesla. Imagine a competition being sponsored by Tesla.
Tesla.
I'm signing up. Let me
Tesla.
find out.
No, bro, they got a Tesla.
I've been learning flip resets mad quick. Give me a Tesla real quick.
DeMar really gonna be like, I'm mechanical. I'm mechanical.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
I have to
God,
hit the
bro.
lab. I have to hit the lab. So that's really cool. That's going to be really exciting, and we'll definitely get more information down the line. So we're going to be able to talk about it in more depth as we get more information. Who's going to be, the judges, because you got to figure out the judges, and then you got to figure out the participants, the hosts, everything. You need to have it set up right. So we'll see. But honestly, you gotta give props to Ayjacks for setting that up. That's such a big sponsorship. One, just to have Ford sponsor the event at all, but two, to have them give a truck to somebody for a freestyler, bro.
That's crazy.
That's one. It's cool because obviously that shows you the connection between Ford and Rocket League. So they like the game, they like everything enough to do that. But also, the fact that they hit on freestylers. There's never been anything that for freestylers like this in terms of Ayjacks support. So for the fact of them getting their own thing in a way that's so cool that everyone, it's one thing to get an in-game title. It's another thing to get a car, so really, really cool stuff. Very impressed by that overall deal with the sponsorship and stuff. So good on them. But let's move on to some more. Since we're on the topic of freestylers and gameplay and individual prowess, we're gonna go to talk about individual skill in Rocket League. A lot of us talk about these players that we have that are next up. You know what I'm saying? Roldis is always like, yeah, this dude's next up. Yeah, I'm looking at Daniel, or I'm looking at such. So the question here is, what to you, this is an individual one, what to you in particular lets you know a player's next up? What kind of skill do they exhibit for you that tells you, okay, this is a player to watch? What is it for you?
For me, is consistent confidence in rank. Right. So when someone is in my game, all right, and they just they look like they know what they're doing, and mechanically, rotationally, everything, and it's a name that you don't know, right? It's a name that you're not familiar with. He's not a pro player. He's just a regular bubble player, or just someone like Daniel who just came up so quickly, right? And to be confident to go for things like that, and then hitting them if he hits a flip reset, hits that, and you're just like, oh wow, all right, maybe he's peeking on me, right? Maybe he's peeking on me. And then you get him in multiple games and he's hitting it over and over and over again. He's just confident every single game. Then I'm just like, yo, this kid's next up, man. This kid's next up. He got the skill set. And it's just about continuing his grind.
So continued confidence and rank this for you. The bar, is it me or is it you?
It's up to you.
I'll go. For me, see, I feel like there's a lot of people in rank that are pretty confident that don't translate over into actual tourney. So even though I appreciate your point, I don't know if I really vibes with that. See, what I vibe with, and see, I'm a different type of cat because like me, I see a lot of these people that can just air dribble and think it's cool to hold down the arrow left, arrow right button and go for a flipper set. And they think they're so good. I don't really care for none of that translate. Well, some of it translate, but not as much as what I'm about to say. So for me to know if somebody's next up is how you play when you get a good person on your team, like when you get a pro on your team or somebody else that's really high level. If you have somebody that you know is accomplished or that you that is on the come up with you as well, and all you do is try to solo play, especially in twos or threes, like you don't even try to involve your teammates and you're just going for you try to make you look good solely by yourself. You don't try to pass, you don't demo off ball, you don't cut things, make it easier so you don't leave your teammates back 1v2. You don't just bang it off the wall and say, oh, teammate, good luck 1v2. That's what turns for me whether somebody's on the cup up or not. If you involve your teammates, if you constantly look for passes, if you position yourself around the midfield more accurately and more consistently to the point where you're always there with some portion of boost to stop a play or keep a play going, rather than rotating all the way back after you do an air dribble, grab your back left 100, and then come all the way up to you. And then you're stuck because your teammate went up without you. Yeah, to me, that's what determines whether somebody is actually on the come up or whether they're just another ranked player or another mechanical player like everybody's trying to be. It's because I feel like more people should aspire to be more like a Mist or a Turbo rather than trying to be a Justin. I don't understand why people try to be Justin so much. You can't be Justin. That's just the facts.
Wrong. That is just wrong. That's just 100% wrong.
I'm gonna let Demar go back. Then I'll let you come for me. Now finish you off.
All right. I was trying to tell Rodis to move to the left a little bit, but I clicked out and then made the
camera. Here you go, brother. I got you.
But no, like so. I don't know. I think for me, it's kind of tough. I think like there's only so many. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's not that tough. I think for me, I look at six mans. I look at not just like I don't look at really numbers. I kind of just like look at what you're doing on the field individually. It's easy to get a lot of points in the game, in my opinion, especially because I feel like saves just give you a lot of points. I'm not saying that as like a knock, but I'm just saying like okay. I'm just saying that it's definitely easy to like just look at points, but you gotta look at honestly what are you doing that is helping the team out, right? Like you get a lot of points because you're just hitting the ball into the corner every time, which is consistent if you do that and you're not getting scored on, sure. But you get a save and get scored on immediately after. Again, it doesn't matter. But like if you're up the field, if you're not giving up possession on the ball, if you're moving around and you can rotate properly, as well as having decent comms, like I think that's like really huge. And like that's why I say like I pay attention to six mans when I watch people stream six mans, because I'm like, okay, well now I hear how this guy talks, I hear how he's making plays down the field. If he is trying to just play fast and he's like left, right, all over the field, ball chasing, and even though like stuff like that, there are people that players think are good just because they're just fast and they're getting to every ball, but they're not necessarily making any touches that benefit the team. So to me, it's kind of just like how you use the ball and how you actually like play it for your teammates and stuff like that. I think those are things that like for me, looking into someone deeply, those are things that I pay attention to.
See, Demar's kind of siding with me a little bit, not all the way, but a little bit.
I respect that. I do respect that. It's definitely facts. Like how you're saying it, you definitely have to be effective when you're touching the ball. It's just the kids with crazy potential are the ones that can do that. The ones that look up to the Justins and the mechanical players, right? You said you would rather have a Mist over and a Turbo over a Justin. That's just like saying that you don't want something special to happen on offense, right? Justin is that type of player. Those mechanical players are the type of players that will produce offense, right? You can have 3 solid players that are. I'm not saying Miss is not mechanical because he is mechanical to an extent, right? Turbo, but I'm just what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's not talking.
I am
T-Base.
talking.
No,
Hello?
why are you doing?
What are you mouthing?
What are you doing?
1, 2, 3, 4.
For what?
4 championships.
Oh my God.
4 world titles.
Okay, he has people around him.
That's right.
And who do you have around him the last championship?
Justin and Garrett G.
Before that too? Who do you have around him?
Wait, did Justin win before that?
No.
I'm just saying.
Oh, that's your point.
You don't like
The game is developed differently now, T-Base.
Oh,
this
so
game
now.
moves too fast, bro. Like, you can't sit in the past, bro.
Oh,
All right. I respect Turbo for what he's done, right? But the game moves too fast now, bro. You can't.
that's what they said about Brady in football.
You comparing Rock Lee to football?
I'm comparing Turbo to Brady. They got the same kind of style. They don't do anything flashy.
Okay, but
matters at the end of the day?
But Turbo always got something. Who you put in your top 5? Who you put in your top 5? Turbo or Atomic? Or Atomic?
Missed. And Atomic's not in my top 5. Missed.
Who's closer to your top 5?
Out of Turbo or Atomic?
Yeah. Don't cap. Don't cap to me. You ain't capping.
Atomic is.
Exactly.
Okay, why? But see, Atomic a different type of cat though. Atomic has the mechanics on top of everything I said. Like for example, when you want to come up, or when when I was way worse than everybody else, especially, and I was never on the come up, but I was just playing ranked. When I got somebody better than me, you would always want to pass to them. You would always want to feed them the ball, just let them have the ball. They could do stuff, and then they might pass it back. When you used to watch Squishy play ranked or in freaking when he used to play YouTube videos or he play a tournament, they always passed all the time. And that's the best way to maximize your teammates. Everybody getting touching the ball.
Okay.
And a lot of people these days don't do that. You can't deny that. You can't deny that. When you play twos, what do people go for?
Yeah, but they go for solo plays, right? But that solo play can lead to an open net if they beat multiple people.
It could.
So I'd rather kids practice that now. Defense is way too good now in threes. Way too good now. All right, you're not getting that passing play unless you're counterattacking.
You better be talking to Envy about that.
Envy?
Envy got the best midfield offense in the name, and they're the best team in the name of points, and probably off of skill too. And they pass midfield all the time. Atomic to miss, Turbo to miss the Turbo. They go bang, 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 bang all day, every day, and they don't stop.
Man.
All I'm saying is, if I'm a pro, if I was a pro, and I had a kid on my team, and I'm playing twos, especially when we got a lot of space to work with, and every time you're touching the ball, all you're doing is popping up to yourself into the sky, twirling, going for a reset, breaking off the crossbar on 1v2 every single possession. I want out. You gotta pass me the ball, man. You gotta do something for me. And if you pass, I'm like, okay, he passing. He different than everybody else because everybody just going for the solo play. You ain't Justin. It's just that simple. You might be able to get the Justin mechanics in the pro scrims, but at least have a fundamentals down before you try to be doing all this fancy stuff.
They got the fundamentals down. You do the fancy stuff, then you can do more for your team, and that's why those kids are looked after more. You don't see kids who are just solid getting looked after like the kids with mechanics, because you can teach rotation and you can teach them to pass the ball.
Teach rotation.
Yes, that's the whole thing.
Kids don't know how to learn rotation.
Hey, bro, and that's not. I don't know who you're talking to. Like,
I know some people that don't. I know some people that can't rotate. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna keep it like that.
Hey, I'm just saying you can tell someone how to rotate. It's better to teach someone how to rotate than to teach someone mechanics. You can't teach mechanics. You can't. That's something people practice.
That's like the basketball comparison when you can't teach height, but then them suckers be sorry even though they're 7'2". I'm alright to get the 6'6" guy that can hoop. Don't give me no height nonsense.
That comparison. What, DeMar, what's going on here?
Because you're saying it's like the 7'2" guy with height. With height, you can't teach height. Or it's like you're saying that it's like the same thing I'm saying that is the same thing as the RL player with mechanics. You could teach the guy with height. You could teach the guy with height how to play basketball. You could teach the guy with mechanics how to rotate. Man, it don't always work like that. And that's just the facts of the matter. I'd rather take the 6'6" guy and give me buckets, aka Draymond Green, rather than some 7'2" dude who can't make a layup. That's just what I'm talking about. You can't hoop. You got mechanics. You can't play Rocket League. You don't know how to rotate. You don't know how to pass. You don't know what you're doing. Dude is out here air dribbling. I can find plenty of people that air dribble. Let me find somebody that can pass. Find me somebody. Give me the ball. Move out my way.
Different opinions, man. Different strokes for different folks, man. Get T-Base someone that can pass, man. T-Base just want a teammate that can pass him the ball, bro.
Facts. Just pass me the ball and ranked. But I really pass you the ball so you can make it somewhere in the game.
Okay, so I feel like you could. I feel like there's like not really a wrong answer here in a way. Like I think both of these are viable just because it's like, okay, you can have some AP mechanical dude on your team if you have two people who do know how to rotate, like with that guy, because what he's gonna do is he's gonna do some crazy stuff and y'all not really gonna know what he's doing. The other team definitely not gonna know what he's doing. It's gonna cause some panic on the defense. Double commits come out. You got to open that. You can shoot at.
Yes, sir.
Or you go the other route. G2 pass play 1-2 skip to my Lou and your net.
That's right.
And like I feel like it all depends on. It doesn't necessarily depend on what you look for as a player. You know what I mean? Like Rodis has played the game in a specific style of play for a decent amount of time. He knows the game a specific way. He's had experience at the world stage dealing with all types of these players. So for him, I feel like for him, it's easy. Like Rodis can support a person who is all over the place. He can support a Daniel. Daniel can be all over the place because Rodis has rotations. He knows where to be. He knows where to put the ball off the backboard, left, right, woo, woo. And he can pass and do everything. He can enable that big guy.
I am the enabler.
Yeah, like that's the
and
term.
T-Base wants to be enabled.
Like
I think that's the difference.
All I'm saying is you can go look back at all the RLCS World Championships. Let's start at 3 because the first 2 are like kind of pre-modern. 3 fits your style, Rocket League, because Devo just out-mechanicked everybody. 4 and 5 were Gale Force and then Dignitas. What they do? Infield pass, K-Dop, top left, top right. 6, Cloud9. What they have? Some of the best passing ever in Rocket League. Might not ever be touched again in terms of passing and per offense because the defense was a little bit worse. And also, David is better than everybody else. 7, you had, who's that? Vitality? Vitality was just bumpy. They didn't, I don't know what they did, but they just won. They just physical. 8, you had NRG who also passed. But they also had Justin. They were like a mix.
Exactly. And that's probably what
and then 9, you had G2. 9, you had G2 and NA. And then who won in EU?
I don't remember. I don't really remember now.
Vitality? I think Vitality did win in EU.
Maybe?
I think they did. I think they did win in EU last spring. So, like, what is that? I have 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. Fit my style. You had 3.
No, it was Dig. Vitality was second.
Dig. Dig won in EU. Dig really passed. Dig passed more than anybody in the scene over there.
Wait, no, this is fall split. Wait, what the heck? I just hit season 9. This says season 9 Europe. It says no. It was Dig. What the heck?
It was Dig.
Yeah, regional championship. Dig won 4-2 against Vitality.
With Astro on the team.
The roster was Violent Panda, Yukio, Astro.
They passed everything. Everything was a pass. I got 6 occasions. You got like 2.
Oh dear.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh dear.
Man, I'm saying you need both nowadays, man. Defense way too good. The only time you getting passes off is on counterattacks. You tell me that's not facts. Now, or you gonna be sorry like you are now. G2 need to do this. G2 need to do that. Counterattack, right? They
G2 didn't have on our place with defense.
Yeah. They trying to pass too much. Yeah. They trying to pass too much now, T-Base.
That's actually a good point to make though, because like when you have people who like to pass too much, all it takes is that 8 dudes to get one little cut in the middle of the pass play, and then that's the start of a counterattack right there, and then that's also probably an open net. All I'm saying is it's really dependent on teams, but it wouldn't hurt to have a mix of both. I think both of those is a mix. I think y'all really finna go at it. We're gonna move on just here in a little bit because like Look at Tyler. He don't look satisfied at all.
Maybe have a vote in the poll. Maybe have a vote later on. Get people to vote now.
We could do a poll.
You can do a vote right now, actually. Do a vote right now while we move on to the next subject.
If anyone in the mods want to do a poll, we can do that, and we'll come back to it later. Moving on to what we got next up is actually tiebreakers. So we have North American Winter Major tiebreaker coming up tomorrow. Man, I got nerves just saying that because there's a lot going on. For that. Roll is gonna be playing tomorrow for the Susquehanna Sonics. Actually, if my guy D-Rec is in the chat, he gave me a head-to-head sheet. Well, I think I have like every scenario with head-to-heads in terms of not just teams play, but like everything down to individual player statistics versus teams. So
we made that?
Yeah, yeah.
He made that already?
He a goat.
Yeah.
Was he working on that Monday?
Oh crap! Is he in the chat? Because there's one thing I don't understand here. Oh yeah, he is. D-Rec. So there's this thing after say or after shot, and it says DE.I, and then there's a DE.T. What is that? Just let me know what that is. I think that's the only thing that I don't know. For that, but yeah, he's got the list. Actually, if you guys want a link to it, I can send it to you.
Yes, just slide that my way. I need to be able to see that.
All right.
I need the metrics.
Check Discord. I put it in the channel. But yeah. Oh dear Lord.
Oh my God.
Oh, demolitions inflicted versus demolitions taken. That's those are the numbers there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the sheet.
Got numbers for days on this bit.
The sheet
been going crazy.
Is crazy. Yeah, the sheet is definitely like in depth. But yeah, so we could get started right here on the first matchup, right? Kansas City Pioneers versus Ghost Gaming, and I believe this is going to be the first head-to-head that we are going to see the actual full Ghost Gaming roster take on Kansas City Pioneers. But as you guys can tell, we still have individual stats to go through. The matchups kind of seem pretty close overall, with KC taking a little bit of the lead in some of them, but I do think that we'll see something different here. One stat that's very interesting is this... Okay, this is overall. This has to be overall score, and then this has to be score per game. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. This is per game. So, wow. So I think the most interesting stat is the goals. Goals per game is quite literally like kind of not there for Ghosts, right? A 0.67 for Freshness, a 0.50 for Mekdos. Meanwhile, Beast Mode, Memory, and Rapid have Beast Mode as a 1.0. Memory and Rapid both sitting at a 0.67. And I mean, I feel like if we're counting like things that happened in the fall split, you could definitely make a case for KCP because they were just so much more aggressive in the fall. But I feel like now they've kind of slipped off of that and they haven't been as aggressive. So it just doesn't seem like for them necessarily. I don't know if they can still output that same amount of offense, or at least in terms of being able to convert goals. Looking at the last.
So what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that one, these teams haven't played since fall. They haven't played each other since the fall split. So it's been a long time since they've played, and since they haven't played in a while, KCP will actually have kind of been on an uptrend. Well, not really. In terms of like the regionals, they haven't. But in terms of other stuff, like they're doing good in Astros, but they're just playing like PK and Exit. But I don't know. I think that for Ghost now, like Ghost went on a really bad kind of streak when I guess like they didn't have Fakey, their coach, with them. So now he's back and he's playing with them. I think that this one. There's too many determining factors for the matchup for me. I'm not really confident on either side.
You're not confident? I'm confident.
Oh, who?
KCP. Why would you not go with KCP? Why are you?
The
think
only
You think Ghost got a legitimate shot? I mean, they got a chance.
they do have a chance.
Everybody
Don't
got a chance.
don't count them out, man.
I'm not counting them out. They probably got about 30%, 33%.
30. I think that's a little too low.
Too low. That's respectable.
I'm only saying that because like KCP can be this team that's super solid, right? And honestly, KCP should take this series, but the way Ghost plays, you know, if KCP is too reckless, Ghost just gonna counterattack on him. It all comes down to that. So it depends on how solid KCP's third man is, playing far enough back or reading the play well enough that he doesn't leave himself open to getting the ball banged over his head and allowing Ghost to just have these free goals. Because Ghost will sit in that all they want. And that's kind of their play style. They just kind of wait for you to mess up, then they'll take that goal the second you do mess up. So no, it all comes on.
This is just a 1 day event, right?
Yeah. It all happens tomorrow.
All I'm saying is when there are 1 day events, Astros, Regional 1 type finals, and really any event along those sort of lines, KCP shows up. They show up and they show out. That, like I said a couple weeks back, probably about 2 weeks ago. All right, 1 day things they prime. Now when it's multiple days, something like that, and they got to get up for it, they look a little shaky. I ain't gonna cap. But for the most part, they're the better team. They just have the better overall players. They have more speed and more aggression for sure. Just looking at the numbers, and you just watching them on the field. Tape never lie. And Ghost got the majority of their points in a regional event 1, right? They haven't, because they went all the way. They had I don't remember how they beat NRG, but they did. And then they beat Alpine. Then they went game 7 with Envy. But since then, like, we even go back to regional event 3, the most recent. They didn't make it too far, if I believe.
Well,
I can't even find them.
yeah,
They lost the Peeps. Yeah. They lost the Radiant and then they lost the Peeps.
Yeah, that was when they didn't have Fakey. That, like, when I talked to Fakey, that was the main excuse. He was out of town and they just fell apart. But then when they did play well, though, which was like Regional 1, they ended up beating NRG. And that was like their peak.
But that was 2 months ago at this point.
I mean, true, but potential is potential. And if we're talking about peaks, like both of these two teams, like if they're on the day, and it is
KCP's
one of those.
still the better team. Even if we talking about peaks, you can talk about peaks, you can talk about low, you talk about consistency. KCP is the better Rocket League team. And it's gonna show tomorrow.
Hold on, T-Bates. You remember when we were talking about the argument earlier?
Which argument?
The argument. We were going back and forth for a minute.
Oh, you talking about the passing versus not passing?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna bring up how Rapid and Beast Mode play?
No. I'm gonna bring up what changed on KCP.
What changed?
What changed? Why are they so good now? Because they picked up
now?
Beast Mode. They picked up Beast Mode.
Yeah.
Well, changed their whole season.
Who do you replace? C-Dash Bass?
It might have been Seabass.
Oh, C-Dash Bass.
Oh, okay. Like, you
okay.
Can get into the specifics if you want to, but
they replaced Seabass. Seabass is a solid player, but he also doesn't fit the style that I was talking about. He tries to keep the game real simple. He doesn't pass. And he also doesn't have the mechanics. So if you have a player that's just real simple, real solid, but he doesn't pass or anything like that, and you replace him with a player like Beast Mode, of course I want him. Now, if they had somebody on the free agency that could pass and had solid mechanics, even if they were like, of course, I need that midfielder. If you look, I showed you the 6. I had six examples of world championships, and I can show you right now in terms of points. Right now, the team, the style Rocket League I described is consistent, is to the point, and it wins championships.
Can't argue with him.
You can't. Not at this point.
He's delusional.
Okay, so the original roster was Rapid, Seabass, and Beast Mode. And then they had Nice as a sub. And then they had Memory come on. And then Memory ended up taking place at Seabass.
See, Memory kind of fits that style I was talking about, too. He's simple. He fills in third man. He passes down the ball and moves out the way. And he comes in and makes a shot when necessary. All you need.
I can't really find, like, everything before that. I forget what the team was called. Wasn't it called Flight?
Flight?
Yeah. I think they were Flight until they were KCP. Yeah. Okay. I'm going down the rabbit hole. Because it was at first it was Rapid, Seabass, and Aeon. Wait, okay, I think Wikipedia actually has it wrong. It's Rapid, Seabass, and Aeon, and I think Memory came in for Aeon during that time, and then yeah, Beast Mode had to have come in for Seabass. I don't know why that is so weird, or like why Flight and KCP on Wikipedia have like so many inconsistencies. But regardless, like those were like the roster changes. Because remember the whole Aeon situation, quite literally, it was almost a year ago. That all that stuff ended up happening. Was it a year ago?
It might have been over a year ago.
Yeah, it was over a year ago. No, it hasn't hit a year yet. It'll hit a year in like I think May or something when that ended up happening. But dude, these timelines are so off. But yeah, regardless, that's kind of like the whole like roster situation. I mean, like I don't know. I feel like yeah, okay, yeah, I am kind of leaning towards KCP now. I'm not gonna lie. I do think that like overall, like they got a lot more firepower and just like a lot more experience in these situations. Because if you kind of think about it, it reminds you of Rival Series when you had the day like before when people had to qualify for RLCS, stuff like that. Like I don't know if any of you guys had to play. World, you played in it. I think you played in it. The Rival Series, so RLCS promo tourney.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like that in a way, except like this is for major. So yeah,
I got KCP, man.
Okay,
it's that simple for me.
I can go with that. I can go with KCP. I think like right now, yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally.
These are best of sevens, all the way, bro.
What?
These are best of sevens all the way.
Yeah, best of sevens.
Yep.
Yeah, KCP probably about 4-2.
Ooh, 4-2.
I like that.
I feel like it'll go 7.
Yeah, I think it'll go 7.
Yeah.
I got KCP in 7.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see BMO having ice. BMO. Then we go down to Loco versus World or Sonics.
Dang.
I mean, I'm not. No, that's not to say anything. I'm just saying because World is just in here.
That's funny.
But this is actually this is World's first match against Loco. I like how it's like a big line in like the head-to-head stats. First match versus Loco. But we've been watching Loco for a while. We've been able to see how they do. I mean, I can go with Sonics here on this matchup, and I'm not saying that because I'm friends with World is. I am saying that because I think like Sonics should end up taking it. They're 1-1 overall. Oh my god, they're actually equal in games. Sonics have 4 games on Loco. Loco have 4 games on Sonics. Sonics do win in OT, so there's that. But I don't know. I mean, I guess the best thing to do is just to ask the person playing. Like, how do you feel about it?
I'm confident.
You already know how he was gonna answer that.
Well, it's not about like him being confident. Like what? He's coming out of scrims and stuff. Like, he's the one playing. Like, why would you not ask him?
He gonna talk about my boys.
Nah, I'm not gonna talk about my boys, but I am confident. I'm confident against Loco. I feel like they're probably gonna disrespect me on the field, and that's probably my greatest strength. No one expects something from me, so just gotta prove people wrong.
The underdog mentality.
Sir.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Siri. My bad.
See?
It's okay, Siri.
Talking
She didn't expect anything from you.
She said,
Yeah.
She was hyping you up.
She said, talk that
She
talk.
like that motivational. She like that motivational. They've been sleeping on him.
Sleeping.
Man. See, me. No, I got Sonics too. Because for some strange reason, I'm just not a believer in Loco. I don't know how Loco I don't know how they managed to achieve what they have achieved so far. I give them kudos. I give them credence. I give them everything. Because what they've achieved this far is mind-blowing to me. I don't understand how it's possible. No disrespect to any of them. They all good. But right now, they currently sat at 10th in points. And I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. They look like an average team at best. I guess that might fall in 10th average. I don't know. I feel like that's a little high for average. They didn't really do anything special. They somehow win. Like, I remember one time, Beastabonium went from 50-50. The dude with the ball, Beastabonium came in, hit the ball, missed the goal, but then his car flopped, and then he scored it somehow. And I was like, wow. And I was like game 3 or game 4 of a series to win it. And I was like, that's mind-blowing. I don't know. That's just very fortunate stuff. And so I just look at it. I still think that Nathan, a.k.a. Shock, is the best player on the field. for that matchup. He got a little 50 his way to victory. He added somebody that hits the weight room. Raul Diaz. He go low 50 at 2, hopefully. And they just go straight up bully ball him all the way down the field. They ain't gonna be able to stop him. And
Had two big bodies.
two big bodies into the air, then an aerial play. They got an airplane up high in T-Corral. He gonna cover on the back wall. So I think that'd be good too. And eventually Andy and them boys ain't gonna have enough. Probably about a 4-2, 4-2-1. Ain't gonna be some tight series, close games, but I feel like talent shows, and especially in these matchups where you really need it the most, and Sonics to go beat them.
I think for me it has to do with the situation, right? It's a high pressure situation right now. These two are neck and neck in terms of points. Obviously, you get an extra life if you lose, but it's still like a qualifying matchup, right? You want to get that win. It's a best of 7. You talk about experience and level on the field. This is a matchup that Sonics are supposed to win based off of everything that's gone on in the past. We're talking about career lengths. We're talking about, again, world is shock being able to play in those rival series promotion tournaments where all the pressure and career potential was on the line all those times ago. You talk about the highs that these people have been able to achieve over the course of their careers, and with Shock being an MVP of a season, with Roldiz being one of the best in North America to go play on the world stage. Everything about that just kind of you put that into that team, and they should be able to succeed in that matchup. Meanwhile, you have Loco. The last time I saw Loco in a game 7, Andy had an open net and he pinched it off the crossbar. So they should have lost that game. I think they should have lost the game, but they ended up they had more composure than the other team overall.
They're a very fortunate team.
Yeah, very fortunate. Quite literally like a 1 second difference between them even being in this position and not being in this position. So knowing all of that, I think that it's a safe bet to go with the Sonics for that matchup. But we will see. We will see. So that being said, we'll see what happens. That's tomorrow. But I guess we can kind of fill out still.
That's
kind
it. Of the bracket too. It's just both of those matches. Whoever wins that makes it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There is like a second chance type of thing, right? Like a last chance thing where the 2 losers play for the last spot. Yeah. So then you look at
so it's 3 spots.
Right, there's 3 spots. There's 3 spots. So then you look at Loco Ghost, and then you got to figure out who's gonna make it between those 2.
I mean, then it just falls to consistency. And even though I do feel like Loco be getting lucky sometimes, they are the more consistent team.
So you gonna take Loco, the losers, that third team to make it?
Yeah, they're the more consistent team. Ghost is iffy, and I'm not a big believer in the camp and net style leading to W's. Andy at least tries to play some offense, put the pressure on you. It's just that they be doing some questionable things, and sometimes a little fortune walks across the path for them, helps them out. But Ghost relies on counterattacks a lot, and it's good. I think counterattacking is really good against the teams that are just better than you. That's why they compete against NRG and Envy when they play them. When you're just getting pressured. But when it's like a weird pressure that's not on that top notch level, and that forces you to actually come play some offense, it's gonna put you in a bind, especially when you can't really play offense. So then you're gonna give up counterattacks on top of not having a very clinical offense like the teams that pressure you all the time. So Local probably would beat them. Get down at 7-4-3. That's my 3 teams that make it.
Loco and 7-4-3.
I can see
So
it.
you think that actually is going to be a close series? It's just you think Loco will come out on top?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one. I think Loco is the faster team. They have a more balanced offense, more balanced approach. I think they will take it. I'm gonna go 4-1. I think they'll lose game 1, and then they'll sweep.
Okay. Well, oh, wow. I just saw something crazy. But yeah, I think that I agree with you guys. I think Loco will kind of take that one. Ghost will have to really impress somebody in order to come out with that one. I think they're definitely the underdog, so to speak, but this is one of those things where if you want to change the narrative, you got to show up on game day. So I think for them, they have to show up there. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about Europe. And after this, I think Ajax is in the chat. If you're listening, Ajax, we're gonna come to you right after we talk about this one. So we're gonna move and shift regions over to Europe right now. We're gonna talk about Europe dark horses. So everyone's kind of familiar with Team BDS being like best team ever, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then it's Giants or Vitality or whoever. But talk to me about outside of that kind of top 6 category, right? We're looking at teams like Team Queso, Dignitas, Guild, Oxygen, Triple Trouble, Liquid, Singularity. Do you guys think that at this point, especially let's see, with the major going on and well, yeah, with the major going on and all the other teams that are going to be playing in this winter major, do you think there's a chance any of the teams outside the top 6 can shake things up and maybe make a run into the spring? Is there any team that you guys have been like maybe this one's gonna be the one that like has that one good regional or the one good major or something like that and kind of sneaks their way in the worlds?
I have 2 of them. I've touched on them a couple times. I think me and Raul have one of the same at least. And Dignitas.
Yep.
Yeah, Dignitas for sure will more than likely crack that top 6. They're ridiculously good, and it just takes a Jorias. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've been working on my pronunciation of his name. Jorias is it's insane, and it just takes a while for somebody of that caliber. He's one of the people that we're always talking about, where he has all the insane mechanics and stuff, and then you can teach him rotation. He's actually learning the rotation and learning how to play threes at that level, which isn't that common. But if you can get it done, then you have a great player, and he is fantastic and spectacular. Apparently, Jack is great, and we all know the vet Violent Panther is amazing at the game as well. I feel like they're gonna eclipse probably Galaxy Racer and get knocked out. And then outside of that, my second team would be Oxygen. Once again, I feel like it's only a matter of time. They did pretty well in the last regional last time I checked, and they have a really solid roster. And just I feel like they're gonna put in up results and crack the top 6 as well. Not really big on Endpoint or Galaxy Racer. I feel like both of them are gonna drop out, and especially with the winter major coming up, Dignitas and Oxygen, depending on bracket, probably move further up. Them two move down, and it's gonna be a really tight horse race. But at the end of the whole entire, the next split 3, it's gonna be BDS, Vitality, Top Lokes, Giants Gaming, Dignitas, and Oxygen Esports for me. And I thoroughly believe that that's the best 6 teams in Europe at the moment, and will be in a few months as well.
For me, it's just Dignitas, I think. Just the points that T-Bates brought out was, what's his name? Jorias.
Yeah,
that man's cold. So the man that T-Bates don't want on his team is the man that
I love him.
do he pass enough for you?
He does pass.
All right, well,
when you play with Violent Panda, you have to pass. Violent ain't gonna take no people that don't pass. Panda don't play. The true captain.
Sheesh. Yeah, I think Dignitas will find their way into that top 6. Who 4? Not so sure they can. There's 2 teams that are close, but the rest are just.
You don't believe in Oxygen?
Out there.
Astro Shaw said them boys.
I don't see it no more, man. I don't see it no more. I don't see it no more. Now.
They just did well in the last region. Let me look at it. They got.
Yeah, but we saw glimpses of hope from them before in recent, or like Farrah, y'all said, and
they lost the game 7 to Dignitas.
I'm saying we saw glimpses of them actually like clawing their way back to the top when they were Reciprocity. We saw glimpses of that, and then they just dipped again, right? Like they had those good performances, and then they just dip again. I think that's just like a one-off case where they're not gonna be back. Okay. So I think Dignitas is the only team that has a chance, and I believe Galaxy Racer.
Galaxy Racer are sitting at 6 overall right now.
Yeah, I believe Galaxy Racer will stay, and I think Endpoint will drop.
Really?
Ooh. Dang,
Yeah.
I'm my man Vert. No, I'm Big Vert. Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I'm a bit Vert. Oh Lord. I'm with Dignitas. I am with Dignitas. They seem to be on an uptrend right now. Those guys look really good, and we'll see if they got the consistency. I think, consistency is definitely one. Oxygen gotta be my second if I'm picking two. I think they're finally starting to figure stuff out. I think Chaussette starting to hit the ball again, which is great because I used to not like watching Chaussette. Like we're talking fall split. I'll never forget he had like an open net player. He had a free ball
off the lot in fall split.
Yeah, he had like a free ball off the backboard, and he just passed it to the defense, and they quite literally boomed the ball all the way downfield in their net. And I was like, bro, Chaussette, you got enough boost. Like, where's the play? Like, what's going on? Like, is the fitting not working? Like, what's going on? So, but like Chaussette, before this season, like Oxygen was the team that you thought coming into this would be in the top 6
already.
You thought, okay, boom, Oxygen top 6, maybe looking at Liquid, like boom. I mean, I didn't want to get on Liquid, but you really thought that like Oxygen were there, and now it feels like, okay, maybe they're getting back on form a little bit here. We'll see what the consistency looks like next week, or as we talk to more people next week. And I think we actually got a lot. We got a couple of guests lined up for next week too.
I feel like people have forgotten who Astro is. It's amazing how people shift. Like they hype this man up saying he's the best in the EU. This team ain't doing as well. Now he's not the best in the EU no more. People move quick, especially in this RL scene, man. Imagine LeBron. I guess it is akin to NBA. LeBron didn't make the playoffs one year. He got hurt the first year of Lakers. Oh, he ain't LeBron James no more. What? Astro's still Astro.
People follow success, man. And if you ain't winning, then they ain't gonna.
Hey, sometimes it takes a while to jail. They got a major and a split coming up. And like DeMar said, going in, you would expect them just off a name and off the people they have on their team to be top 6 in the EU. They starting to perform now. I think they're gonna be top 6 in the EU. Endpoint and Galaxy Racer kind of had like a good start off, but we get to the ladder and closer to the worlds, you get them real horses. They start galloping a little bit faster, while them teams that start off early, they run out of steam around the curve.
He said galloping.
He said, right. I don't think people forgot about Astro. It's just he ain't winning, so he's not in talks. Like everybody still knows what Astro can do. He's still Astro, obviously, right? He's still that Justin fanboy.
Chat is giving me a lot of flack because we are not talking about Team Queso. They are sitting at 7th right now. Team Queso actually had a really good run one of those regionals. We'll mention.
Yeah, it was regional 2, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, Atomic, Dementia, VK Salient. That's a under the radar roster that everyone kind of wants to be over the radar right now, not over the radar, but like in the radar. But like a lot of people. After which regional did they like pop off at? Regional 2. They ended up getting second place, losing out to Top Blokes. That run was wild, and it's put them in everybody's conversations now. A lot of people have been talking about.
You know what we call that where I'm from? I don't know about all y'all, but what we call it where I'm from? It's a fluke.
Hey, I'm just saying.
In Regional 3 lost a dude whose name is Billy. I ain't got no hate on Billy, but I don't know who Billy is. I don't know.
Billy
I don't think anybody knew who Billy was. Billy beat him. And Billy's team is currently, before then, they had a whopping 190 points.
Wait, did you know who Gooch was?
Gooch?
Yeah, that's Billy. Oh, God. Gooch. Yeah, I don't know. Bro, he had to change his name to Billy because his name was Gooch.
Oh, boy, he did change from Billy, too. That's even worse. That's even worse. You lost a dude named Gooch. You had to change his name to Billy. And you're hyping up Team K, so don't bring up Team K to me. Some lucky old one hit wonder run. That ain't gonna happen again, man. See, if they were consistent, if they finished like top 8 last regional 3, then she may well would have given them some actual proper consideration. Man, you do well one regional, then next thing you're losing to Billy. You can't be talked about, man. I ain't got no belief in you. Do something to major, maybe I'll change my perspective. But for now, nah. I got my 2 teams and I ain't changing. I don't care what chat's saying.
Okay.
Can't lose the Gooch, man.
All right. We'll
Don't
leave
lose
it
to Gooch.
alone. We'll leave it
Gooch,
alone.
aka Billy, or Billy, aka Gooch. Don't lose to him.
We'll let people discuss it in their own. I'm definitely making a video out of this one. But yeah, that's gonna be kind of like our dark horses. So now we're gonna move on, and now we're gonna bring in Jackson to talk about some recent news. So let me change this up, and then we'll pull him in. Oh, he's rocking the Lil Uzi Vert profile picture.
Bro, he hasn't changed this thing.
He did change it. It was Frank Ocean for a while, and then changed it back for the Prime.
Yeah, I had to go back to the Prime.
What's up, Ayjacks? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're vibing. You've definitely been catching the show. It's a lot going on today, but
yeah.
I guess
Jackson, where the face cam?
Uh-oh.
I don't have one, man.
So what you?
Can I tell T-Bay something real quick?
Yeah.
Stop sleeping on queso. That's all.
All right. I'm glad you feel that way. You can be in the chat too. Come major time, I'll make sure to shout you out on the first touch 2 weeks from now. I'll make sure to shout out you and everybody in chat after queso don't perform and my teams do.
They got top 6 in Regional 1. What are you talking about?
I don't care what they did in Regional 1. I don't care what they do in Regional 2. They lost the Goose.
I mean,
man.
Billy's a goat.
Facts. That's facts. But all right, so let's kind of get into it. There's been a discussion that has been a lot. It's been kind of on the radar ever since it was like talked about. I think like earlier this week. We touched on it on Monday, and we did all of these. We did these like different types of speculations, but what ended up coming out, Wonder Mike did a tweet today talking about he's an LFT. And then we also had eUnited's GM for the Rocket League team, Burns. He came out with a statement as well. I like Burns. He's cool.
Burns is dope.
He's cool. I mess with Burns. I got to talk to him one time. Super cool guy. But he explained the situation from his perspective, and now we want to get Ayjacks' particular perspective on it. Yeah, so like what's going on? Like why the change? What happened from your guys' perspective?
So, whenever it was me, Tristan, and Wonder Mike at first, we were playing really well. And then that started declining. And then we would keep going to like game 5s with NRG, G2, and we could never close them out. And then after the Christmas break, we just hit a huge slump and we couldn't beat anyone really. And then when we would watch replays, we just like would always try to find solutions to our problems, and we never could. So, I mean, we just felt like it was time to move on. Even though Wonder Mike's a really good player, he has crazy mechanics and he can pop off all the time. We just thought it was time to go.
What is it that y'all are lacking? Do you feel like you're lacking in something? Comms, cohesion, team vibe, any play on the field, off the field? Give us a little insight on that if you can.
We were definitely lacking in composure. I also don't think we had the best chemistry. What are y'all laughing at?
Teammate's voice, man. Teammate said, "Give a little insight on this if you can."
Oh, weak, bro.
Hey, man.
I started smiling, and then I saw Roden smile. Teammates, you cannot. I can't let teammates interview nobody, man.
Hey, my reporter had for 2 seconds.
Okay, my bad, Jackson. My bad. Go ahead, dude.
I forgot the question.
Cohesion, what was you lacking? Like, give us more specifics on what you mean by declining in terms of on the field play, team cohesion, chemistry, vibe, and anything.
Okay.
Like, what you feel like wasn't working?
We were definitely lacking in composure. Like, whenever it was getting down to it, like game 5s and stuff, we would just get super nervous. And we'd always just like have one little mess up in overtime or at the end of a game and lose. And then like outside of the game, we didn't talk too much, so we didn't have a lot of chemistry. And I don't think that's ever a good thing for a team.
Yeah, it seems to be a common denominator for most teams that struggle, is that they don't connect with each other outside of the game.
I'm just looking at Tyler the whole time, all right, interesting. But yeah, I think it's important for people to be able to be friends with each other, or I think that I will say it's necessary, but it helps. It helps because then you guys can be able to actually talk about issues, be honest with each other, because y'all all here for the same reason and y'all all cool, and no one wants to lose, but no one also doesn't want to not be friends with people. So it's easier to do things that way. But that being said, so have you guys already started tryouts or not yet?
Yeah, we started on Monday.
Okay, dang, all right. You guys already have somebody you guys are looking at, or you guys still thinking a little bit more?
We've tried out 3 people so far, and no, 4 people. And I think we've kind of narrowed it down to 2 or 3 probably, but we don't know out of those 3 yet.
Is one of them T-Bates?
It's not me, bro.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Hey,
let's go.
T-Bates, listen up.
Nah, if T-Bates was on my team, I would be yelling at him the whole game.
Ooh,
But the thing that would benefit you from having someone like T-Bates on your team is that chemistry outside of the game. You
Yeah,
guys
absolutely. That'd be the one good thing you could bring.
Oh dang, bro!
You ain't doing nothing else. You know what?
I'm gonna let him slide since we on the camera.
T-Bate's gonna be like, "I need you to pass me the ball." Jackson's like, "No, no."
I will not pass to him. No way.
I tell him they ain't ranked, and when you don't pass, nothing happens. When we do pass, it's greatness. Greatness happens.
No way.
Touch the rock. It's beautiful things when I touch the ball.
Okay. All right. So Ayjacks is going to be joining us for the rest of the show. Unless did you guys have anything else you wanted to hit on in terms of the team stuff? I feel like there's not too much we can really talk about here. He kind of broke it down in a really, really good way. So unless you got something, Tyler,
you got any words for Wonder Mike or anything like that?
Do what?
You got any words for Wonder Mike?
Yeah, Wonder Mike. Good luck in the future. I hope you get a good team, and I hope you show out and just have a good rest of the spring split. Yeah.
All right.
That worked for me.
All right. If it works for you, Tyler. We're gonna go to our next segment here, which is going to be, we wanted to talk about what it takes. So we talked about what we think is a big factor in terms of determining individual skill. Okay, how do we know a player's next up or whatever? But let's talk about breaking into being a top 5 team in North America, or just in any region, right? We'll kind of keep it to North America just because everyone here is NA. What do you guys think? Because Row kind of recently did this, right? They kind of recently if it wasn't definitive, they've kind of made it that way, or at least gave us the idea of it. And KCP did something like this in the fall, maybe not top 5, but a little bit closer to it, maybe top 10 or something like that. But for you guys and how you guys judge teams, and we're gonna start with Tyler. What do you think it takes to be a top 5 team in NA?
In NA, it takes, you have to have at least one dude, at minimum. You have to have one dude minimum that can do literally everything with the ball. Anything, wherever, it doesn't matter if they have 12 boosts or if they have 100 boosts. Actually, it does matter, especially when they have 100 boosts. They have to be able to maximize every single boost possible. Air dribble, flipper set, musty, off the ceiling, catch it, soft, fake it, do the sippy catch, apply the sippy glue. You have to have that player. All those teams have it at the top 5. First Killer Road, Justin, NRG. These are just bare minimums. Chicago, SSG has, you can pick a typical. So you have to have that player. The second thing is, to be a legitimate top 5 team, you have to have that midfielder, aka the person that really just mucks it up. They could be an attacker sometimes, or they could be a defender sometimes. They demo, they make it uncomfortable for everybody. They steal your boost, they pass, they set up their better players. That number 1 I was talking about, they set them up. They and they're okay not necessarily having the spotlight on them. And when they're needed, when they're called upon, they just fail, do what they have to do. And the third could be more of a flex. you could have either a really solid defender in the back like Rogue does in terms of Taroko, or you could have what G2 has in JNABs, which is like a midfielder slash attacker who just puts it he passes effectively, he steals your boost, he shoots at a high clip, and he rarely if ever misses. When he's called upon, it's an actual makeable shot. So you have to have those three components. Other than that, you don't really need too much else. The chemistry, of course, is a benefit. Maybe a little bit of a must-have outside the game and in the game, being able to talk to one another and having a good coach that keeps everything structured, like SSG has. I don't think SSG would be as good without Chrome, as much as they would deny it. But yeah. So those are like my 5 main things you got to have. That number 1, the number 2 / midfield attacker, chemistry outside in the game, a coach that brings structure, organization, to teach everybody their principles, and then that flex that isn't trying to be like the one. He's just a fill-in player, could do what you need to win series.
Yeah, I agree for most of the points. You definitely need that one guy that's going to be creative with the ball. He's going to do something with the ball. Not too predictable with the play. You need that fill-in role. That person is just going to come up, fill in where he needs to be. And then that last role is definitely a flex. He could fill in. He's aggressive. He could be that 2-man for your 1-man, or he just needs to be solid all around the field. The chemistry outside of the game, I think that's probably one of the biggest thing that all the top 5 teams have over teams that are struggling to find their way into that top 5 place. So SSG, all 3 of the players are best friends, really close friends. They talk to each other all the time. NRG, I'm sure of it. All them boys are close and they talk to each other. G2, they're in a team house, right? They're not even in the top 5 anymore, right? Rogue took their spot. First Killer, Tino, always talking to each other. Rock is sort of, I don't even know if Rock knows how to speak English yet, so but it's just that chemistry outside of the game is so important for you to have so that you can discuss what you need to do without someone getting so tense about it, so.
Yeah, the tense thing is huge.
I feel like the 3 most important things are the one player like First Killer, Justin, and then the chemistry that the team has, and then the 3rd man like a Turbo or a Taroko. I think those are the top 3 most important things.
Actually, this gives me a good follow question for you, Jackson. So, like, what role personally do you like to play the most on a team?
I think I like to play like as an aggressive 3rd man the most. That's how I've been playing for like the past month, and so far it's been the most fun. I guess we haven't really gotten the best results, but actually had fun.
Okay.
All right.
What can you go in depth of like what a aggressive 3rd man is?
If with one of Mike and Tristan, if they were both attacking, I would be like probably in front of midfield, and I would almost always like insta challenge or just go immediately off the backboard, stuff like that. Just like position really aggressively.
Okay, that makes sense.
So like a Taroko, the way Taroko played in the regional, or even more aggressive than what Taroko did in the regional.
Probably how Toroko played in the regional.
Okay.
Similar.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to knock your team or anything, but would you say the reason that y'all didn't work is because y'all had 2 ones? You had 2 people who just wanted to be on the ball or like on top of it all times, and one of Mike and Tristan that could do everything, but that doesn't necessarily equal or lead to wins. Would you say that?
I don't know if we had 2 ones. I wouldn't say that we did. I think our defense was just lost a lot.
Oh,
Like if it was all 3 of us back on defense, we always found a way to double commit. I think that's why we lost.
and that goes back to your composure comment. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of laid it out pretty well in terms of things that people are looking for, right? Like having that really aggressive front man, making sure you have a really solid like 3rd man that knows the field and can read all the plays. Obviously, like good team chemistry overall. Big on like the kind of coaching staff, because I feel like these days we've gone. I want to say in the past year, maybe past 2 years now, we've gone from people not even thinking like they need coaches or having coaches to people who have coaches that are genuinely making an impact. Like some teams can't perform well without their coaches, at least from some of the things that I've been able to see. So being able to have like a solid, and maybe and just to like kind of go on this, maybe you don't necessarily need a good coach, like a single person that's in that coach role, but someone on the team that's smart enough and that has a good standing with everybody else on the squad to be able to point out like, okay, this is what we're doing wrong. This is why we lost. Woo, woo, woo. And then the team comes together and they're like, okay, yeah, this is, they're able to make those changes. Like it's kind of like a leader in a way, like having somebody in that role. So I think those are definitely like, in terms of what we've seen in like the top 5 and stuff like that, it's been just kind of a mix of all that stuff. That being said, we've seen it. It's not easy to come by. It's definitely not easy to come by.
All those ingredients, yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
That's why there's very few teams at the top.
Yeah.
If it was easy, it'd be way more diverse, 1 through 16, and then that'd be interesting.
It'd just be tight.
Yeah.
Imagine everybody was at that level.
And
Oh my
That'd be
gosh.
kind of fun.
I might get to that point someday.
That'd be really fun to watch. Not a team that really is a number 1 like that.
yeah.
Or really isn't like top 5 like that. Could be, I guess, Envy is still number 1 for now, but that's wild.
Yeah, it takes a lot, like you said, Tyler, it takes a lot of like ingredients to make a solid team, just like it takes a lot of ingredients to make a really good player. And when we have these people who do show up and they become really good players, they're able to kind of submit themselves as kind of like legends in their own right. Or you know what I'm saying? You talk about Turbo being the 4th time, you talk about K-Dop and VP and Violent Panda, his way of shooting, even Squishy from his mechanics and stuff like that. And that is something that we can relate to with the sports world as well. When you have those players, like for example in the NBA, who do really good work like on the court, you're able to know those guys like just off a name basis, the LeBrons, the Shaqs, the Kobes, everyone else. So that's gonna lead us into our next subject here, where we've been having this conversation in this over the past couple of days. I think what really ends up coming up is Reynolds keeps saying that he's Klay Thompson. So that's the one that's the one that starts it. So do we have any Rocket League players? We're gonna try to compare Rocket League players to NBA players here and see like. There's no real flow of this. I don't really know. Like, I'm definitely kind of lost on this one, but I may be able to like come up with some answers here on top of it. But like, is there any player that kind of matches with a Rocket League player to you that kind of sticks out? First, I guess we could answer the question at hand. First of all, is Reynolds Klay Thompson?
No.
No.
Reynolds is not Klay Thompson.
You cannot speak that into existence. He is not Klay Thompson. He's not the Klay Thompson RL.
Who's the Klay Thompson?
There is none. The closest would be J Naps.
J Naps, yeah.
I can see J Naps.
I can see J Naps.
Reynolds is more like he's like a loudmouth, man. You gotta think of a loudmouth.
He's like a Westbrook.
Yeah, someone in chat said it's like a Westbrook.
Yeah. I can see that. Westbrook. He's like,
does anybody in the NBA run their mouth like that? Does Westbrook run his mouth like that? You gotta find a big mouth, a big yapper.
He is a big mouth.
Reynolds or Westbrook?
Both.
Draymond Green.
Draymond.
Oh yeah.
I like that one.
Later even said he was Draymond Green at one point.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm a Draymond Green actually. He is Draymond Green.
Okay.
Oh my god. He hops on the OP team. Well, I mean Draymond was right on the OP team, but Slater just joined it. But he's not Kevin Durant. He's Draymond Green.
Who's Kevin Durant?
Who's KD?
Who's KD on that team?
On SSG?
Who's KD?
Reciprocal or
I was gonna say
Arsenal reciprocal.
I was gonna say
well, is there a Steph Curry?
Arsenal.
Is there a Steph Curry on that team, or were you just saying just KD? There's no Steph.
I don't think there's a Steph.
I know you just said KD. You said he's not the KD.
Yeah, he's not the KD. KD hopped onto the Warriors. That's
so
what
you're saying there's no KD.
There's no KD on that team.
No KD on that team. No. Hey, we were calling Sip the best player at one point to play the game. You know how many people who use Sip's cam now?
Everybody. His camera settings are good.
No, that's not why they used it.
Oh,
That is definitely not why people use your camera settings.
you don't think so?
No, it's because they look at you a certain way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
No,
Marshall's
no,
the
no.
best on the team though.
Yeah, T-Shot the best though.
Maybe now.
Yeah.
Nah, he been.
He been
Oh,
forever.
I don't know about Ben.
I don't know.
I don't know, but then you have to defend that with some statistics or something, because Sippy glue is a thing. I used to have one to apply something to my car every single time I got in the game. Wish I could walk it through that. You know how RLCS has that cinematic where they have the garage. I wish I had a garage in Rocket League, just like
What are
in
you
GTA.
talking about?
You know, RLCS, the garage where the Fennec is just a little on the turntable.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Rocket League, if they had a garage like GTA, I roll my Fennec up in there on my Octane. Yeah, install some Civic glue every single day around the front bumper.
Chill out, bro.
Get the air dribbles going. Everybody need that case of Civic glue, baby. I'm surprised Sip ain't branded that yet. Come on now, make some money off of that.
Bro,
Civic glue look
He needs
great.
to copyright it.
That's right. That's facts.
Sip
But
don't
it-
go on social media, man. He ain't branding nothing.
We talking about basketball, NBA players related to Okay, so I got Jay. Ooh, I need a sniper. See, Jay-Dub's got that dog in him though. Jay-Dub's got to be the Clay.
He's the only person that could be Clay, I think.
Do we have a Bron?
We have
Yeah,
LeBron
Garrett G.
James.
Garrett is Braun.
Garrett's Braun.
That's
Yeah.
cap. That's hard cap.
That's
Garrett's,
cap.
what you mean? Why?
Yeah.
How the heck is Garrett Braun?
Garrett's one of the best ever, and he
there is no
loses.
Braun. There's no Braun. And he loses.
Dang.
Am I wrong?
I like that one. Garrett do be losing. And Garrett won that one time.
Uh-huh.
And just like Braun won that one time. I mean, Braun got 3 now. But I mean, like, you got to compare the years. That's actually, I mean, from you look at it from that perspective, you can't deny it.
Nope.
There's no disrespect to Garrett G. That means he's a great player. But it's kind of like that consistent dude who's always been at the top.
Do we have an MJ?
Yeah, Turbo.
No chance, yo. Time out with that. Time out with that.
Y'all
Now listen.
geeking.
Listen. Turbo can be like a Tom Brady, but that's the NFL. We talking basketball, baby.
Tom
Wait,
Brady's
wait,
the
wait,
MJ of football.
Who Turbo T-Base?
Turbo do that. Win a lot. That ain't never the best.
He's gonna call him Brady, bro. Like,
All I can think about is Tom
Basketball.
Brady, but I'm thinking about NBA though. Who win a lot ain't the best. It's like a Dwayne Wade. For Dwayne Wade, when they're winning,
He's one of the
Dwayne
best shooting guards ever.
yeah, and Turbo one of the best Rocket League players ever. But he wasn't the best.
Got a point.
He a winner though. There's no disrespect to him. Being Dwayne Wade, fine.
So who's MJ?
I don't think there's an MJ yet.
There's no MJ, bro.
There's no MJ yet.
Wait, how can you? Okay, wait.
Wait,
so
wait,
we can
wait.
have a LeBron, but not an MJ.
okay, so my question is, right? Let's say Turbo get 5, right? Well, let's say the machine win world championship. Is Turbo
That's cool.
MJ?
No.
Come on.
5,
Yes.
bro.
5. If he gets 5,
5.
He has missed and Atomic on his team.
It don't matter, bro.
They have
don't
him.
matter.
They have him.
they
Time
have
out. And you mean to tell me, Jackson, you can speak for it right now. If I slide, no disrespect to the great Turbo Poster Turbo, I love you. I respect the heck out of you every single second. I'm looking at the camera directly at you. If you see this clip, I really do appreciate everything you've done for Rocket League game. I love your game, and I ain't got no disrespect for you. I call it how it is. Jackson, if you mean to tell me, if I were to switch you Turbo Poster with you right now on Envy, are y'all still not number 1 in NA, or at least number 2? Let me know.
Probably not.
What? Jackson.
Somebody clip that. Clip that. Okay.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Like, I mean, come on, bro.
Jackson.
It's Turbo.
I don't know what type of capology you got on your hat right now since you ain't got no camera on, but you need to take it off. I'm telling you right now. If I asked you that off stream, you wouldn't be saying that.
I
not
said it before that that would not happen.
I'm not trying to disrespect Jackson and shit. Oh. But Turbo is just that guy, bro.
He is that guy.
He's always around the field.
Yeah, he
Like,
do things that nobody else does.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you watch his tape, he cuts balls that nobody else cuts. And it's very strange what he does. And those weird little flicks. But he's like, you might not be as good. Like, okay, you play Turbo with Jackson. Jackson not a world champ like Turbo 4 times, but he still be like top 3. Top 4, maybe, in my opinion.
All I'm saying is, bro, NRG kicked Turbo. If he wins a world championship, you have to call him MJ.
Yeah.
He got them a world championship. They kicked him. If he goes
Okay,
to
fine.
India and they
I'll
win a
call
world
him MJ.
championship,
If he wins, he can be MJ.
He is MJ, but okay.
Ooh. We got another player.
Kobe.
Kobe.
I mean, I feel like Garrett could be Kobe too.
Kobe. I don't know, bro. We gotta look for like flashy player. This is so tough trying to compare Rocket League to basketball.
that's true.
Could be Justin.
I was gonna say Justin came to my mind.
No, Justin like Kyrie.
Yeah.
Like a Steph.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Justin all flat. No, I was incorrect. AJ is Kyrie Irving. That's what
Why?
Kyrie Irving is. The AJ can do things that everybody else can't. Am I lagging, by the way?
Just a little bit. You're a little fuzzy, but you'll be okay. You're all right.
Okay. AJ can do things that everybody else can't. Just like Kyrie can do things that everybody else can't.
Yeah, but AJ plays the game. Kyrie don't.
Kyrie a champion.
I mean, keep in mind we can slot some people from Europe in here if there's somebody from Europe that's popping off.
Joria is Steph Curry.
Is Monkey Moon Luca?
Because you say Luka can't European, so I mean,
No. I mean, sure, yeah, that's what I meant. No,
Luka
because he's new. He's upcoming. He's about to be the GOAT.
about to be the GOAT. Well, that's a conversation for another day. I don't know about where you got down from. My God.
He'll be a top 10 player of all time.
Wow, that's big. Monkey Moon. Luka, nah. Monkey Moon more like a. Look at somebody that's really good at wins. I don't know.
Huh?
Monkey Moon, I'm thinking of somebody. I don't know what Monkey Moon is. Joria's is like Steph. Cause you know Steph got that endless range. Well, you watch Joria's in a 1v1, like watch him against apparently Jack on Johnny Boy channel. The 1v1 he posted. Joria's takes the ball from one side of the field and he air dribbled it all the way down and scored it with a flipper set at the end. That's ridiculous. Against apparently Jack, a top 5 wins player in the world, who can save everything. And by the time you get all the way down the field, you ain't got much boost left. And Joria's made it look easy. Just like Steph make his 40-foot jumpers look easy. So Joria's is Steph.
Who's Kawhi?
Typical.
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
The Sip is lockup. And Sip's still like one of the best in the world, just like Kawhi is.
Sip can still bang that thing top right, top left.
Yeah, hey, Kawhi can still bang that thing right in front of Joel Embiid's face, make him walk out the stadium crying. Ooh.
Yeah, and Kawhi's quiet. Sip is quiet
Sip
too.
quiet too.
Sip don't talk.
That's right. You don't see Sip on nothing else but in Rocket League. or unless you in his inner circle. Other than that, you don't even know Sip exists.
Oh, yeah, Sip.
That's true.
It's like Kawhi. You forget. You think he drop off the face of the earth until you putting buckets on your head. I like that.
I feel like Roldiz would be Giannis.
What?
I don't know where you got that one from.
Chill out, bro.
That dude
Like,
just be
honestly-
bodying people.
Who is
Yeah, but-
Giannis?
Who is Giannis? We need a stat sheet stuffer.
Oh, wait,
Me.
what are we
If we talking about
considering?
CRL, baby, I could be Giannis all day. But if we talking about in the league, we gotta go mixed in for Giannis. Because
This?
Mitch do be farming numbers. You be watching the tape.
Is that what you're comparing it to?
That's what Giannis be doing. Be getting rebounds he don't need to be getting. Mitch be getting saves that should not be saves. You watch him really closely. I do the same thing in CRL sometimes. So I know how the game works. You let the ball roll a little bit closer, you get them extra save points. Make it look a little bit better towards the end. So when
If
they
you
look at
wasn't
the
doing that,
scoreboard-
you'd win.
win.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, I got a champion tag. So don't bring that up.
Who was on your team?
You were, but that's not here nor there. Anyways, yeah. So Mitch probably like a Giannis because he farming saves to get his numbers up, and his numbers look really good. But see, now Mitch trying to get past that Giannis point into like a winner point, like a KD, like a Bron area. And he got to win. He got to win them a turbo, aka the Dwayne Wade or the Shaquille O'Neal, something like that. The Kobe, the Shaq. There ain't nothing wrong being the second best player of the championship team and winning rings. Tom Brady did it. Turbo could do it too.
He won't get off that Tom Brady, bro. He really won't. Okay, everyone in chat, guys, we are near our last subject. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know in the chat right now. We're gonna move on to one of our final topics of the day. I want to touch base on a team that we kind of like float around here and there. They're gonna be playing in the major, but I just kind of want to like have a focus team for today, and I was gonna let that one be Alpine because Alpine is weird. They're like very inconsistent. I guess like they're always consistently in the conversation, but never to the point where anyone's like discussing them. You really only talk about them if they're doing bad. Never when they're like, oh yeah, Alpine, yeah, they made it to winners quarters in this regional, like, or every other regional. Woo woo. So for me, it's like, okay, they've always kind of been in this like little middle zone here, but let's like, let's really like dive deep. We've been like deeper in like East Team Envy, Machines, G2, but like what's going on with Alpine, right? They took 8th to get to the Winter Major. They were like the final like team that didn't have to like do a tiebreaker. They're sitting at 8th place in the overall ranking. So if they have a good major, then maybe they move into the top 6. I need to know like what's right with this team and what's wrong with this team, because they're not perfect, but they're just kind of floating around right now. It's really weird.
I feel like you two are more qualified than me. I mean, Raul, have you played them before?
No.
Oh, well, still, you're a pro. And Jackson played them, so.
I haven't played them in like probably about a month. I'm pretty sure I swept them, which is kind of weird because that doesn't happen too much. But but I mean, they might be the weirdest team I've ever seen, other than like Reciprocity at Season 8 LAN.
Why's that?
I mean, on paper that team should be pretty good. Like they shouldn't be losing to Jamal Jabari.
That's true.
Jamal Jabari, eh? No disrespect to Jamal Jabari, but they shouldn't be losing to him. Okay.
I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Okay. See me. I just look at it like the only team that Alpine ever beats is, and least of them, and which ends up leading to them getting points, is SSG. And I think they live rent free in SSG's head, especially Reynolds' head. That's the one team that's in Reynolds' head, and I know this for facts because that's the team he's always talking about that he can't beat. And no matter what, I think they're always gonna beat SSG. When they comes to the major, they beat SSG, and that's how they ended up going 2-0 at the time. Then they lost to G2, and then they beat EU. Did they beat EU in the fall major? Jackson, did you play them? I think
we lost.
I think you might have played them. And so
Maybe.
Yeah, and then even in the regionals in the winter, the team they beat when they make it anywhere is SSG. So if they don't end up playing SSG, they don't seem to be able to beat anybody. And I think SSG is just like facing a mental block when it comes to them. I'm not
Jordan
sure.
must be in Reynolds' head. I don't know what it is. It's
Something.
weird.
But other than that, you take away the SSG wins, and they're nowhere near as high as they are. I think they're 8th at the moment. So I'm not really a big believer in them. But they are individually as players. They all are ridiculously talented. And Magic Bear's talent got literally showcased this weekend when he played with T-Bar in the PK Knights 2v2. That was beautiful to watch. He's so good, but they just don't have it at the moment, and I'm not too sure why.
It might be on Magic Bear. Like I think he might be like super inconsistent.
You don't think he can maintain the level that he sometimes plays at, and then that hurts them?
Yeah.
Okay. Ro, what you think?
I just feel like they get in each other's way, and that's why they struggle. All three of those players are. I think Percy's kind of set on the back foot of that team, but I think Jordan and Magic Bear like to do a lot of flashy things in the air and take the ball a lot of solo plays from them too, and they just get in each other's way.
I agree with that.
And then sometimes they like the ice. I'll just never forget it for the longest. Whenever I think about Alpine, I always think about Jordan, Game 5 NRG.
I wasn't going to say it.
I'm always going to say it. I
wish I could get a net that open against Justin.
Sheesh. I'm looking at statistics. Percy in this season, or this is in the winter split. Percy's sitting at 15th in score per game, 17th in goals per game. Then he drops down to like 51 in assists, but Magic Bear is in 15. Then it goes to saves with Jordan with the best one at 28, and then Percy at 29. The team overall is 5th in score per game and 5th in saves per game. And then it goes to shooting per game, and it's Percy at 28, and then the team overall at 13 in terms of shooting per game. And their assists per game is at 11, and their goals per game is at 13. So, I mean, it makes sense based on like where they are in the standings overall, but you can kind of see like where they fall off hard, right? Percy's at 17 in terms of goals per game. Magic Bear's at 44. Then Jordan is at 48. In terms of assists per game, Magic Bear's at 15. But then Jordan's at 32. And then Percy's at 51. And then you go to saves where Jordan and Magic Bear 28, 29. But Jordan and Percy are 28, 29. But Magic Bear's at 40, 41. And then shots. One's 28. The other two, 37 and 40. So it does seem like
nobody's exceptional.
Yeah, they're all like okay. Like it just doesn't.
It's random okays. They're like one's okay in the area, then the other two are way further down. Rather than if you're not gonna have you're gonna have nobody on the team being exceptional. You gotta have at least everybody around the same 20-ish range in the okay range, but they have 28 or so, like you're saying. Then they have 40, 41, and if you're having all that, then it's a lack of teamwork, lack of cohesion, or somebody just needs to do more for the team in order for them to succeed. And that just comes down to how they practice and what they want to make out of themselves. They have to realize this. They have to.
Whenever I scrum that team, they just pre-jump everything.
So you're saying there might be a little bit of trolling in scrum, some along them lines?
Maybe a little bit.
It shows on game day.
Yeah, play unrealistic to how they play on game day. It just doesn't help them.
That's all I gotta say, Bon. I wish them the best though. And I'm always rooting for it. Like as we touched on earlier, I would love to see a more competitive overall scene for NA and EU, especially if you can get a legit at least 10. I feel like a legit 10 teams that are like always fighting alongside one another. That would be amazing to watch, in my opinion, especially as a fan. And for orgs, that would really bring in even more orgs because then you wouldn't always have to pick the top team. You could pick any of those teams' top 10 because they're all going to produce.
Yeah,
I find that'd be lovely. So I wish them nothing but the best. I hope they figure it out.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like, I don't know. That team is just really odd. I think they're definitely a team that like they ended up losing their grid spot, and then also like it's just been a slew of just weird results. It is coming a time. Okay, Tyler, we had this conversation about G2, and you said G2 was a team that, like, probably shouldn't take this risk. Alpine, they're secured in the major, right? They're going to play in the major. Do you think that they should still be, like, looking at players for roster changes?
I mean, they want to add Wonder Mike as sub, and then, or replace Creams with Wonder Mike, play the first.
Creams should play?
Yeah, Creams is.
I think Creams should play.
Creams is
to play.
That dude's garbage.
Don't disrespect Creams like that.
Nah, bro. He needs to go back to EU.
What do you mean, Cream? What is this hype with Creams? Did you see him play or something? Like, man. He had a pop off. Oh, he subbed in that one time, didn't he?
Creams could do something.
Nah, he be popping off, bro.
If he could do something, then why is he subbing for the last 10 months?
Because he don't want to play.
He should play.
But he should play, but he don't want to play. Okay, well, you know what that tells me? If you're on the sub, you're collecting a paycheck, but you don't want to play for me, let me get somebody that actually want to play for me just in case I need him. So bye Creams, get in Wonder Mike, play the first split, regional 1, split 3 regional 1 with the original roster. It doesn't do the same. Maybe do some mix and match scrims. Do some mixed match rosters with Wonder Mike, then see what happens in split 3, regional 2, and go from there.
That team would be crazy.
Because you could do some mixed match. Like, I would love to see a concept where you have Percy, Magic, Wonder. You could do a.
Bro, they would be in the air the whole game. All you got to do is dribble, and you just go under them.
But you have Percy down low.
So you're 3v1 in Percy.
I don't think that's what you need, man. I'm telling you, people, they just get in the way of each other. So why would you add Wondermite, who is that guy?
Or since you said Magic, whoever said Magic was the problem was somebody here. I forgot already. Maybe Magic in the way. You add Wondermite. Maybe do a mixing match. Jordan, Wondermite, Percy.
George is like the same thing as Magic, bro.
Yeah,
Just not as good.
I don't think it's gonna work, bro. I don't know. I don't see the team working.
I could not see Wonder Mike and Magic Bear ever working together.
But I would say this, 'cause I was thinking it. Even if they don't make a roster switch, come the transfer portal, I don't believe they will. If they don't start producing by the time by the end of the RLCS, I would assume they would at least make or attempt to make some sort of swap before the next RLCS. Otherwise, they'll be doing the same thing over and over again. And no matter how,
it's the last shot for them.
Because no matter how much the org loves them, you got to produce. It's a business.
Yeah, I mean I think that's just for what you would want in your career in anyways. You know what I mean? Just to like make sure you guys like have like results. I mean that's just like a you thing, not even dealing with like everything in between orgs, whatever. It's just like do you want to just kind of chill and be like middle of the pack? I don't think anybody really wants that. Maybe. Yeah. Right. So, okay. Well, we'll see what Alpine do. Again, North American Major is going to be, we're still like a couple of weeks out from that. And we'll hit up more in depth. We just had a little bit more time today. So I think looking at Alpine and seeing, at least like taking a gander at them. And then we can come back to this come major time, see how they do. So that'll be it. We'll probably do a little bit more of that maybe. But I think next week, we actually got a kind of a little interesting lineup next week. So I don't think this is like 100% confirmed. So don't quote me. But I guess you kind of quote me because I'm saying it on air. But I think we're going to have someone from Subpar, or maybe both of them, next week. And then Scrub Killer was DMing me during the show tonight. He wants to come on. So looks like we're going to have those two over the course of the next couple of days.
Am I the EU coming on to the show?
Yeah, he said he wanted to chat. He wanted to chat a little bit.
Want to chat it up, huh?
Yeah, he actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so we depending on what's going on with Subpar, we may have to move our show time. Scrub said it doesn't matter. Like he'll stay up late and he'll come in. He'll come over around this time zone. So that'll be cool. But we'll get more info on that and then I'll tweet it out later on. But you guys kind of know where to find us. You already know all of our Twitter. So big shout outs to Rollers T-Base as usual. You're pointing down. There's nothing down there. It's a different,
wherever I am.
It's a different screen. It's a different screen. But big shout outs, Jackson. Thank you so much. I hope you had a good time today. Glad to actually talk to you. It was cool. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
See y'all later.
Facts. See you later. And boys, another show down. So I mean, good stuff. How you guys feel about today?
That's pretty dang fun. I love the show. I'm gonna say it every single time. I love interacting. I love talking, especially to the boys. We get Jackson and other pros. They all homies. It's always good vibes over here at the first touch. You know what I'm saying? And I really hope that everybody that comes through, whether you're a regular, whether you're somebody that's new, whether you're just stopping by for 2 seconds, just say, hey, I know I can speak for myself. I probably speak for both of y'all. We appreciate every single one of you. And we trying to make something out of this. It's really fun, and I love every second of it.
Hey man, I always love disagreeing with T-Base, so it's always a good time. Hear T-Base run about his mouth about some blasphemous areas.
Blasphemous.
Yeah,
the blasphemous out of my mouth. No, sir.
But yeah, it's always a good time. Always a good time. I enjoy every show.
Yeah, as do I. So again, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us here on our 6th episode of First Touch. Again, it's February 10th. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's moving, and man, this is going to be it for us today. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, we hope you all have a good time. This will be uploaded on YouTube and Spotify later on today. As soon as I get to
Hey,
doing all that magic. What's
all
up?
my fellas in the chat, you got 4 days of Valentine's. I hope you got something for your lady. Oh, that lady, you want to be your lady. I'm just trying to make sure you got it. Don't wait till the last second. She ain't gonna appreciate it that way. Handle your business. Handle your business. That's all I gotta say.
Tyler, you got that special one?
If I had one, I handle my business. I'm just saying, if I had one, I ain't got one right now.
Hey, Tyler, I see you.
Man, don't worry about me like
He
that.
working in silence. Look at him. Look at him.
What's over there? Oh my goodness. Let's get up out of here. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't have a Valentine's, call one of your friends and family that you haven't talked to in a while. See how they're doing. I'm sure they would appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's definitely a lot more love could go around no matter what it is. So, you know, regardless of that, again, we hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you guys so much for joining us on First Touch. We will be back next Monday with another episode. But until then, take care, be good to yourselves, and we'll see you then.
Later.
Be safe.